Coming up on Keever's Place, the Keever Murdaugh Show and Podcast. Hello, family, and welcome to another amazing episode of Keever's Place, the Keever Murdaugh Show and Podcast. We have an amazing show for you tonight, and I'm super excited to have this queen that we're going to be meeting with tonight. When I tell you, now y'all think I'm busy. No, ma'am, no, sir. This queen is doing it all, and we're going to dive into what she has going on. She is a social worker full-time, but not only that, she's a life coach. She's an author. She has symposiums quite often, but more importantly, she is going to tell you what you need to do to increase your self-confidence. And let's be honest, we know that things come up. Things may try to sway you or knock you down. Situations may become uncomfortable, and it may decrease your self-esteem or possibly your self-confidence. So she's going to let you know exactly what you need to do to bounce back and get that confidence back. So you know what we do every Thursday night. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Grab your favorite drink, sit back and enjoy the ride, because you're finally at home at Keever's Place. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome to Keever's Place, the Keever Murdaugh Show and Podcast. We hope that by the end of our show, you're left feeling empowered, motivated, and connected. So come on in the room, grab your favorite drink, sit back, and enjoy the ride, because you're finally at home at Keever's Place. Now give it up for our host and producer, Coach Keever Murdaugh. Welcome back, family, to Keever's Place, the Keever Murdaugh Show and Podcast. So without further ado, our guest for tonight is none other than the amazing, incomparable Jacqueline Kaba-Harrison. So we're going to go ahead and bring her in the room, and we're going to get to know her a little bit better. So welcome to Keever's Place, Miss Jacqueline. How are you, Queen?
I am doing wonderful, Queen, and thank you for having me on the show. I am honored.
Yes, I'm super excited. We were talking very briefly backstage, and people ask me all the time, like, how do you do all the things you do? And I pose that same question to you. How do you do all the things that you do? So we're going to dive in it. So tell my audience a little bit more about who you are before we talk about what you do.
Okay. So I am the mother of one, a 10-year-old. I was just telling Keever that I started late. So I just have the one, but he's like two. So, I'm also a wife. I am a full-time social worker. So I work as a therapist, and I wear a few different hats in my business, which is realizing your potential. And under that umbrella, I do several things. And one of the things that I do which is where I started, which is the confidence and success coach. And I have to let you all know about that, because that is the main reason that I started my company, Realizing Your Potential, is because I wanted to help other women, especially African-American women, be able to realize their potential. Because I think a lot of times we are so comfortable, kind of standing in the background, cheering others on and so on and so forth. But when it comes to us, we kind of downplay our gifts. We never want to, walk up towards the front, if you will, and take the limelight. We never want to pat ourselves on the back. And I really want to help each woman, one woman at a time, so that she knows that it's okay. It's okay to quote unquote toot your own horn. It's okay to shine that light, right? As bright as you can. Don't let anyone dim your light. So I want to, start off with letting you know that that's the foundation of me and realizing your potential.
I love that. And let me ask you this, because it's my understanding that this topic is extremely passionate for you. Is it because you were once that woman who was afraid to step out in the limelight, or did you have women within your close circle that fits in that particular paradigm?
Me, it was me. I just, without telling a big, long, drawn out story, everybody, when I grew up, I was always told that I wasn't that smart. I was always told that you can do it, Jackie, but you'll have to try 2 or 3 times harder than everyone else to achieve the same goal. So I grew up with that being told to me in a lot of different ways. And what happened? I internalized it. So what I began to find is that I limited my own self. And I know we hear coaches say it all the time, that we get in our own way. And that is truly, truly what happened in my case. And what I also think happens in the case of a lot of other women. We get in our own way by our own limiting behaviors. So at the time, I didn't realize I had low self-esteem. I had low self-confidence because I had just grew up with that. And I just thought that that's just the way things were, that's the way things are supposed to be. Didn't everybody feel that way? That kind of thing. And looking at the women in my life, my mom, my aunts, uncles, cousins, it was pretty common among them as well. So I didn't think too much of it. But it was as I got older and I began to really kind of go inside my head and begin to be more insightful. And I realized, like, wow, this is not the way it's supposed to be. It's not like this for a lot of women, and I can do better. So I began on my own personal journey, and I didn't necessarily realize it in particular at that time, but I started on my own journey of rebuilding my self-esteem and my self-confidence.
And I think, Jacqueline, that is so important, because what I've found since launching my businesses is that you see these, what we would perceive to be powerful women. But when you go into deep conversation, there's a lot of them that are broken, that their self-confidence is lacking. They have low self-esteem. Some may be going through difficult relationships. And that's why, I'm so grateful to have coaches that really specializes in building self-confidence, because it's so, so important. In interacting with different women, especially African American women, and you had mentioned coaches also, give us a couple of examples of what you see primarily on how we tend to self-sabotage.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's a lot. I'm going to try to be brief. Sometimes I get excited. So I want to piggyback first on what you said earlier about a lot of us. I read and I heard that African American women within the United States are like the most highly educated. I mean, PhDs, double masters, right? We have these high powered jobs. We have our own home. We drive our own, purchase our own automobiles, right? Very independent, basically holding it down. A lot of us oftentimes are single parents, but still holding it down. Don't miss a beat, right? But like you said, that's what we see on the outside. But when you start peeling away those layers, it's quite a different story. And it's just amazing. Like, as I begin to interact with a lot of women, in my professional life, in my personal life, and even through my professional life and my business, you'd be amazed at how broken individuals are. And ladies, I'm not saying that, yes, broken is a negative word, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of us are broken. A lot of us didn't learn how to teach people how to be treated. That's just the first thing that came to my mind. A lot of us didn't learn that. And if your parent or parents didn't know it, they didn't have it to teach you. So I'm not faulting them. It's just that it is what it is. And we can't begin to change any of that and break those cycles until we first acknowledge it. So it's not a negative or, something to be ashamed of. It's just something to be able to, if this is you, acknowledge it and then begin to heal and begin to move forward. So peeling back those layers, so many of us look so put together, but we're really not. We're really hurting on the inside. Like crying out for help. in different ways, and we don't even realize we're crying out for help. So that's one of the things that I've really noticed is that on the outside, the hair, the nails, the makeup, the designer clothes, everything is on point, but like I said, on the inside, you just be surprised how people don't have a good self-image. They really don't. When they look at themselves in the mirror, they really don't feel good about themselves. Did I answer the question?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And, I really wanted you to point that out because sometimes I must say that, and you just said it, sometimes there are some of us that need help, crying out for help, and we're not even in that state of mind to even be cognizant that we are projecting that we are definitely looking or seeking outside counsel. And that's so important. And what you do ties into self-awareness. You have to be self-aware. So I really think that the first step of building that self-confidence is being aware, like you said, that there is something that needs to be addressed. And it's so it's so common for us to feel embarrassed, don't want to be judged, or being seen as lacking something. So yeah.
And just to real quick to piggyback on that, being a confidence coach or self-confidence coach, who wants to say, oh, I'm lacking confidence? Y'all see my hand? I lack confidence. No one wants to, pop up and say, I need help with my self-esteem. A lot of, just like mental health is like a stigma, oftentimes within our communities. I feel that this is kind of the same thing. Nobody really wants to admit it. I mean, I think a lot of times it's unconscious. People don't realize it, or they're embarrassed, especially when you get a certain age. Come on now, like you in your 40s, like now I'm getting ready to be 50 in like a week, y'all. Can y'all believe that? I'm gonna be 50 in a week.
Wow, no, Queen, you look great.
Girl, thank you so much, thank you. But no one wants to say it. I'm 50 years old and I need, I lack self-confidence. But I'm a firm believer. You can't do anything to change your situation or your mindset. You have to be aware of it. You have to admit that there's a problem. They teach you that in recovery. You first got to admit that there's a problem.
That's right. And, African American women, not only is society the hardest on us, and you just said it earlier, many of us are educated. We are innate hustlers. I mean, it is in our DNA. If nobody else knows how to make a dollar, we know how to come up with some type of way to be successful. But still yet, we are the one that's the most critically judged by not only society, everybody around us, which we internalize, and we are our worst critics. Katrina Kirkendall is watching with us. Hi, Queen. And she had a statement. She said they don't know how to ask for help. So that is very true. Very true.
So, I guess we have to normalize it then, right? We have to normalize that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay not to know everything.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, Jacqueline. Since COVID-19, and we've had a lot of, I really believe COVID-19 was a blessing and a curse. But I say that because since COVID-19, it has made the world pretty much slow down. And it has, I think, opened a lot of doors that would allow a lot of self-reflecting, self-awareness, because you had to spend a lot of time with yourself when COVID-19 initially started, because everything was pretty much shut down. So I hope that it pretty much allowed everybody to take that close, intimate self-assessment to see, what needs to be changed or strengthened in order to really find that better you. And because of that, we've had coaches. We have a plethora of coaches. Like before, you heard of life coaches and successful coaches and confidence coaches, but now it's like you really see coaches and therapists and mental health specialists now in the forefront. So, which leads me to think that even though we were in the midst of a pandemic, but I really believe that this truly allowed for mental health and literally working on the inner man to be able to flourish and come forward. So what do you think about that?
Oh, I so agree. I mean, because sometimes, even myself included, I learned a lot about myself during this pandemic, you know,
Mhm.
because I'm the type of person, I've always been a little bit on the anxious side. So I go, 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 not as much now that I have a 10-year-old, but prior to that, I was always on the go. I never took the time to really even sit still, so it really gave me an opportunity to just really kind of sit down and let's just say in reference to business, you know, to even really sit down and think about the direction I'm going in. And actually, I birthed the idea of a couple of projects during COVID-19, because it was like I kind of had to look at myself and think about my business. What direction am I going in? And I said, Jackie, you got to make some, you got to step out there, got to make some more moves, So, and talking to girlfriends and other, women that I've collaborated with, it's like everybody's like on the same page. I could really tell that so many people have did just what you said, really just, whether you had a choice, because we didn't have a choice, but to really sit down and just kind of, maybe journal or meditate or, go to their happy place or, whatever people do, to really get those juices flowing. And a lot of us have come out, a lot stronger, with a lot more clarity. So I totally agree.
I believe that, but it also forced us to pivot and re-strategize to, especially with our businesses, because let's be honest, we may never get back to the old way of doing business. So it really pushed a lot of us outside of our comfort zones, which I hope also created growth and strength. Because, one time before, you would have never seen Keever's place, the Keever Murdaugh Show. But now, since COVID, here we are, and that's just one example of just how we are learning to pivot, re-strategize, and move outside of our old comfort zone. So,
Did you start the show during the pandemic?
yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Right in the midst of COVID-19. And I must be honest, if it wasn't for COVID-19, I really don't know if we would be where we are today. But yeah.
Wow. I thought you had been rocking and rolling for years. Okay. Wow, you hit the ground running. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
I really did. But
Okay.
this is actually a great segue. I really want to dive into your businesses. You have your coaching business. You have a summit coming up. You have an anthology. You have a channel. So we have a lot more to dive into. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. But you just heard the list that I just read off to you. So we're going to talk about the other avenues that Jacqueline has coming up. So don't go anywhere. We are not done. So stay tuned.
If you are in the nonprofit industry, you'll want to be a part of this. Running a nonprofit can be exhausting. You have more needs than you have revenue. You're understaffed. Your board is barely functioning. You need donors, and that still doesn't cover half the challenges that you face every day in your nonprofit. That's why you need to be a part of the Nonprofit CEO Summit. It's the event made just for you. It offers business marketing, branding, automation, experts from all over the world with the gift of turning your nonprofit into a revenue-generating machine that allows you to meet your needs. The summit is free to attend, so register today at www.nonprofitceosummit.com/register. This is a 3-day event beginning September the 14th through the 17th. Not only will you receive top-notch training, but you will have networking opportunities to connect with other like-minded individuals. Again, connect and register today at www.nonprofitceosummit.com/register. Again, www.nonprofitceosummit.com/register, or check us out on Facebook. See you there.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your man, Eric Zuli. I'm an international commercial Axe body spray star. I've done films. I'm on Amazon Prime right now. And I built my own social network platform. We have 300 million people that we reach on our network. And I'm a man of God. And I'm telling you right now, man, where do you need to be? Oh yeah, that's it. Keever's Place. You gotta go to Keever's Place. You gotta watch Keever's Place. You gotta hang out in Keever's Place. It's about Keever. You hang out in Keever's Place, the easy way.
Welcome to Inner Peace and Serenity with your host, speaker, coach, facilitator, Jeannie Muhammad. Join us every first Thursday of the month, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we talk everything self-improvement. So take back your pen, take back your life, right here on Keever's Place. Are you looking for a natural boutique? Then look no more. Keever's the Natural Choice Boutique and Gift Shop, located in Camden, South Carolina. We have all natural products, ranging from deodorants, natural soaps, natural hair and skincare products, and everything that you need. But wait, there's more. At Keever's, you can also get women apparel, handbags, women's shoes, and jewelry. Visit us today at Keever's, the Natural Choice Boutique and Gift Shop. And be sure to follow us at Keever's Boutique and visit us in person at 2639 Suite D, Broad Street, Camden, South Carolina. Or visit our website at www.keeversboutique.com.
Welcome back, family, to Keever's Place, the Keever Murdaugh Show and Podcast. If you are just joining us, I am here with the amazing Jacqueline Kaba-Harrison, and we are talking about how you can increase your confidence. So, Jacqueline, thank you so much for, again, being here. Now, we have a few more things that I want to dive into. So, tell me, first of all, you have a whole channel and an opportunity for those to be co-authors in an upcoming anthology. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so first, A Queen's Roundtable show. I have a show now. I have transitioned into having an A Queen's Roundtable channel. And the channel is on the Women Win Network, which is a Christian-based all-women network. How cool is that, right?
That's awesome.
So I am really, really excited about that. And I'm looking for show hosts. If you are a coach, a consultant, if you are a, educator, if you're a fitness guru, I want to make it a well-rounded channel. I want women to be able to come to the channel and be able to feed their mental, physical, and spiritual health. So if you want to be a show host, look me up as far as that. And the book anthology, it's titled Born to Lead, Awakening the Leader Within. So we, as African-American women, we come from a strong line of leaders, okay? Even when and I'm not just strictly talking about here in terms of, within the United States. I mean, even before our interruption of slavery. So we come from a strong lineage of leadership. Okay. So that's why I wanted to do something in reference to our innate abilities to lead. So if you are, I'm currently looking for co-authors. If you have a story of resiliency, transparency, resiliency, strength that you can share, trust and believe there are so many women out there that will benefit from hearing your story, as well as you will continue to heal from sharing your story. So it's twofold. So if you are interested in being a part of that, then please look me up. Again, the purpose of it is to be able to give encouragement to other women out there that just feel like they don't know where to turn, or maybe feel like giving up, or just don't believe in themselves anymore. Sometimes people get out of maybe a nasty divorce, and they just have lost all of their self-esteem. So I want you to tell your story. If this project is in line with you, then definitely look me up and let's jump on a call and chat and make it happen. 2022, we're gonna launch.
Amen. Now, if they're wanting to get involved in any one of those projects with your channel, again, it's called a Queen's Roundtable channel, and her show airs, the actual show, the Queen's Roundtable show airs every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also your book anthology, you are still looking for co-authors. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a part of any of her upcoming ventures, definitely visit her website at www.realizingyourpotential123.com. Again, that's realizingyourpotential123.com. Awesome. Now you are on Clubhouse quite a bit as well, correct?
Yes and no. I'm trying to get better with Clubhouse. I do have, an account. It's Realizing Your Potential. It's RYP LLC.
Gotcha.
So I do have to. I love Clubhouse, but sometimes it's just a matter of finding the time. But that is one of my goals, is to have more of a Clubhouse presence.
Okay. Same here. I am guilty. And usually, to be quite honest, I don't get on Clubhouse like I used to. So unless I'm an invited guest on someone else's channel or segment, I hardly ever visit it. But I know that that's a platform that is growing. Awesome. Any other way you would like to be contacted? How can our viewers reach you other than your website?
You can also email me, which is realizingyourpotential123@gmail.com, as well as you can look me up. I'm primarily, I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook. We're on Facebook and Instagram under Realizing Your Potential 123, and I'm on LinkedIn under my name, Jacqueline Kaba-Harrison.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So that's all of her information.